This is Mr. Beck Does Your Homework. This is AP Physics Homework 2.3, question number 1. It says, when Maggie applies the brakes of her car, the car slows uniformly from 16 meters per second to 0 meters per second in 2.17 seconds. How far ahead of a stop sign must she apply her brakes in order to stop at the sign? So it's a good habit to get in here to, as you read a question, to stop every time you see a number with some units and identify what it is you're talking about. So let's see, when Maggie applies the brakes of her car, the car slows uniformly from 16 meters per second. What is that? 16 meters per second. When I see meters per second, I'm going to think that that is a speed or a velocity. So this is 16 meters per second. So I'm going to say that my initial velocity, because this is what I'm starting at, is going to be 16 meters per second. Well, I slow from 16 meters per second to 0 meters per second. Well, there's another number. That's my final velocity is 0 meters per second. And it says in 2.17 seconds. Well, there's a number and some units. The units are seconds. That's an indication of time. So 2.17 seconds is going to be my time. Time equals 2.17 seconds. How far ahead of a stop sign must she apply her brakes in order to stop at the sign? How far ahead is distance. How far ahead? So I'm looking for my displacement, and that's going to be my question mark. So I've got an initial velocity, a final velocity, a time, and a displacement. What I don't have is an acceleration. If I look at my 4 equations of motion for constant acceleration, I will see one of them that is missing acceleration. It's this equation. It says that my displacement is 1/2 of my initial velocity plus my final velocity times my time, or 1/2, or my displacement is my average velocity times time. So I'm going to plug in my numbers. So that's going to be 1/2 of my initial velocity of 16 plus my final velocity of 0 times my time of 2.17 seconds. So when I do 1/2 of 16, or 8 times 2.17, I will get a displacement, and that displacement will be in meters because these are all standard units. And that is the answer to question number 1.